Welcome back, everybody. Good evening. It's another episode of the Hold Down the Fort podcast. Week 1 is past, Week 2 has now passed, and we're here with our Week 2 NFL recap. Good weekend this weekend. A lot of good games. A lot of close ones, too. Surprising teams going 0-2. Surprising teams going 2-0. Some right in the middle. Unfortunately, a lot of injuries. That's what we hate about the game. But great weekend overall. Lots of surprises. Lots of stuff to talk about. We've got Ryan back again for another edition of this NFL episode. And let's get straight into it. I mean, no better game to head off with than the most hyped up matchup of the weekend. Kansas City Chiefs took on the Jacksonville Jaguars. And a close defensive showdown that went down to the wire. I don't think many of us expected this to be a defensive showdown. I think we were expecting some high-flying offenses, but only one touchdown combined between the two teams. Two touchdowns combined between the two teams. Both were scored by the Chiefs in a 17-9 defensive showdown. Mahomes goes 29-41, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception with Kelsey back. T-Law, he was 22-41, nothing on no touchdowns, no interceptions. Didn't look as good. But Ryan, did the Chiefs prove that there's no reason to be concerned? Like, are they back? Are they good? Is the passing game not a worry? Are the Chiefs taken care of?
I mean, I don't know about taking care of. They're still the best quarterback in the world. But that game wasn't as entertaining as I don't think anyone expected.
Yeah, no, I was not expecting that.
His receivers didn't drop as much, but I mean, it still wasn't the Chiefs' offense we're used to, I'd say.
Yeah, it's been a hard adjustment. Obviously, you can tell that they have to game plan differently. Sky Moore caught his first career touchdown in his second game of his second season.
Year.
Yeah. You got Tony out there. You got Justin Watson dropping balls. Justin Ross is finding playing time here and there. Rashid, it's a mix. They're just throwing everybody in. It's his second straight game throwing to more than 11 receivers. I guess, tight ends, running backs combined. But 11 different people catching the ball. It's so hectic. Kelsey's really the only one he has any connection with. But we want to talk about receivers. It felt like Jacksonville was the one whose receivers didn't quite come through. Calvin Ridley, I know.
He had 2 touchdowns where he was out of bounds.
Right. And I know, she's coming back, but it wasn't the game that you hope to see from your presumed number one guy. Christian Kirk looked pretty good, big bounce back game for him. But just overall, it felt like they weren't connecting. And I don't know. I don't know if that says more about the Chiefs' defense. Does it say more about the Jags' offense that they just could not get it going at all?
I mean, the Jags always have a great defense. In terms of Kansas City, maybe not blowing them out. But I mean, Chris Jones was back and he looked like a monster. So I don't think that helped.
This has to be the best defense that Mahomes has had in his run, for sure.
Yeah.
Which is scary for AFC teams because you always rely on them having the bad defense and winning the shootout. But now it seems like, what is this? Is this the best, second best defense in the AFC? I mean, when we run down AFC defenses, maybe you put Pittsburgh ahead of them. Pittsburgh, Kansas City, Cleveland. Is that your top 3 AFC defenses?
I got to think about that because Cleveland, they have a great defense, right?
They just didn't
now without Nick Chubb, their season's over.
And, 100%. Yeah, 100%.
And the defense is going to be on the field a lot more than it would have been. They're going to get worn down. They're going to get more points scored against them. So I think Cleveland's out of it.
But Pittsburgh's defense is scary.
Yeah.
Two defensive touchdowns.
But also what scares me about Pittsburgh is their offense is horrendous. I'm not a Kenny Pickett believer. He's
it's not even it's not even all Kenny Pickett though. Most of it's this coordinator. He's horrible, and they have undying loyalty to him. And it feels like this Pittsburgh is just built on the backbone of loyalty, and it makes no sense.
Can I say one thing? Najee Harris is a war criminal.
Oh, overrated.
Najee Harris, the worst. I don't know why I keep picking him in fantasy every year. It's like Miles Sanders.
That's a trend for you, and you end up with this guy every year.
Najee, I saw something on Twitter that said Najee Harris either gain 1 yard or go to the moon, and it was him photoshopped on a spaceship. He refuses to go forward. He goes backwards.
Jalen Warren's going to start seeing the snaps.
I despise Najee Harris, and Kenny Pickett isn't good. He's not. He's terrible.
He's mobile though, but I mean, it's like, yeah, it's rough. I mean, you've seen it all. We've seen it all offseason. Everyone in the fantasy football market, everyone's saying Jalen Warren hot waiver wire pickup, and you just heard it all offseason. I don't think many people even believed that. I think we're starting to see it come to fruition. He started taking a lot of snaps last week. He had a good amount of points too.
Yeah, man. But I'd say best defense right now is probably Kansas City, Pittsburgh. But I feel like Pittsburgh will also digress because their offense is so bad that they're going to get ran out
And no
and
Deontay
worn
Johnson
down over
hurt.
the season.
I mean, if we just stack it on paper, the Pittsburgh roster looks pretty good, right? Like if we just look at the names,
They should have a
don't
top
even look
4
at the
roster.
defense. Look at the offense: George Pickens, Deontay Johnson, Pat Fryermuth, Najee and Jalen. Like that looks like a good roster on paper. Kenny Pickett, if he was any better than he was last year, is fine. Like, but they're just not getting it
It's
done.
one
They're
of those
1-1.
teams you put
Yeah,
together names, but they don't.
they don't mesh, and it's not Tomlin's fault. Like, I'm not blaming Tomlin. I know
No.
most of it is between Pickett and Canada.
And yet again, I don't think Pickett's good.
I mean, we're coming up on a draft that has what 6, 7 first-round caliber prospects if they all choose to go to the draft.
Yeah.
I mean, they'll have their fair share no matter where they're picking at. You can have a chance to get a Michael Penix, a Bo Nix, maybe a Shedeur Sanders. One of these guys is going to be in that range where you can get them. So it'll be interesting to see what they do if this year doesn't go their way. But they're 1-1. What can you say? I mean, in their eyes, that's enough for them to keep doing this method of football where they think they can just run it, short passes, play defense, and that's enough for us to squeeze in the 7th seed and lose to the Chiefs.
Yeah.
I mean,
at the end of the day, that's what they're shooting for. Mike Tomlin has to get his 9-8 record to be over
every year.
500.
I mean, he'll have the worst roster ever, go 9-8, call it a day.
Yep, that's all Tomlin cares about.
Oh yeah, it's keeping the winning record. But I mean, it's impressive. Got to give it to the guy.
Yeah, but it's his stat. He don't care about that team. He cares about that team
100%.
getting him his stat.
I think it's going to be interesting. It's definitely shaking up the playoff picture in the AFC right now because we've seen the Bengals and the Chargers struggle. So that's all of a sudden, I mean, that's 2 teams that drop out of our projected playoff bracket when we came into this. So whoever slips into that, the Steelers probably see this as their prime chance to slip in 6, 7 seed. Hey, maybe win the division. You know, you're right there with
Division's
Baltimore,
so
so
right now.
they think they can win that even. But it'll be interesting. But we got a little off topic from the Chiefs, but both very interesting topics, both very prevalent, especially after last night's game. But moving on to someone that we, in particular, like to throw a lot of hate onto and a lot of slander. Not that he deserves any of it. We just kind of pick at the game. It's never personal for the most part. But Josh Allen and the Bills, you called it, man. You called the bounce back game. He throws for 274 yards, 3 touchdowns. Bills just demolished the Raiders 38-10. Never even felt like a game. Does this silence the doubt? Are the Bills still able to contend?
No.
Are they still the AFC favorites in the East?
They played Jimmy Garoppolo at home. I mean, it's not
Josh
impressive.
Jacobs 9 carries -2 yards.
I wasn't impressed. Like
I am in fantasy, so F me, I guess. But
they lost to Zach Wilson. Like, let's not forget that 10, 12 days ago they lost Zach Wilson.
Yeah, I mean, it's ridiculous. I get it, you're at home now, but
until they play a real team, which they will week 4.
Who they play this week?
They play in Washington.
That's just another gimme game.
Yeah, I mean Washington's 2-0, but FedEx Field has no home field advantage. In Washington,
it's on the road. It's in
Washington.
Okay, maybe it's a decent game then. Who knows?
Yeah, but let's be real. Week 4, when they play the Finns, they're gonna play a real team.
Is that in Miami or at home?
It's in Buffalo.
Oh, that's perfect. We get our in Buffalo game out of the way.
Yeah, no. They did that because remember the OSHA complaints from the fan base. So they're coming here in the winter, and we're going there now. So
by me, they'll still be playing in the 80 degrees down here.
Yeah, but they don't understand that, bro. The Bills fans, they don't know we don't have seasons.
It doesn't do anything for us to play at home in December, but it does everything for them to play in Miami.
Yeah, I don't want to go to the snow. I agree.
We won't even get it. Yeah, I mean, I'm fine by it. No snow in September. I can tell you that.
We're not gonna have snowballs thrown at us all Sunday 100%. Night football.
Well, and dildos.
That was Saturday. That was a Saturday night game. They're pegging snowballs at our team the whole game.
I mean, we'll see. I'm sure that spread is hefty against the Commanders, but hey, you're right. They are 2-0
right now.
Yeah, Chase Young is back for whatever that's worth. Sam Howell looks good. I mean, Robinson had.
You know what? I'm rooting for Washington.
Oh, me too. 100%. If they lose and they go 1-2 in the division, and Patriots lose, and Patriots have lost, Jets have lost. I mean, the Dolphins. It's early in the season, but that's.
We need to keep doing this. Win the games we should win. We have a trap game this week, but we'll get into that later.
That is a trap game. We do. Oh yeah, we'll talk about that. We'll talk about this later, of course. But I mean, neither of us are a fan of that Dolphins middle of the chunk where we've got to go Philly. We got to go to Philly, to Kansas City. I mean,
well, no. Kansas City's in Germany.
Okay, it's neutral. All right, even better.
We want to go to Arrowhead.
I was gonna say sending us on the road Is it? Wait, what? No, I'm pretty sure it's in Missouri.
No, it's in Arrowhead because I wanted to go to that game,
I
but
wanted
that's
to
the
go to it
game we
too. I was
got
gonna ask
picked
you
for
if you wanted to
Germany.
go.
Yeah, we're going to Germany for that one.
Are you actually gonna go there for it?
Nah, bro.
Uh,
Those tickets, those fans in Europe, they sell out in like
I'm
2
sure it's the
seconds. They
one
have
thing.
millions of people on the wait list. So
But I mean, that would have been messed up sending us to the Super Bowl.
I was gonna say
Well,
we got a little our schedule when I looked at it day one. Home games,
it's the
road
road.
games.
Yeah.
But hey, we're 2-0. We're 2-0 on the road.
And the Chargers one was nice because I don't think a lot of people had us winning that one. So we
I don't
early in
even
the
know if I
season,
did.
I don't
You
think I
know,
did either. I think I had us losing a close one, but it's
go in
nice to
there,
right
put up a
in the middle.
fight, set
Yeah,
the tone, go 1-1. But
yeah,
the New
exactly.
England
It
game,
was
a
something
night
like
game in
that.
New England's hard. So
Yeah, I'm happy with it. If we go 3-0 this weekend, I mean, I'm good. Regardless of if these were the
we're
games we're
3-0
supposed to
last
win or
year.
not.
We just, week
Well,
4 is
there's
when
Tua's health though. I can't complain to it. A lot of that was Tua's health.
yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. Week 4 is
Right, right.
when
But I
Tua went
think
down.
shit, yeah, you're right. But yeah, I think he's good. We'll talk more about that Dolphins schedule, but I think they still have a chance, especially if these other AFC East teams continue to struggle. Look, I mean, the Bills do this all the time. It feels like it's a roller coaster with Josh Allen. The Commanders' defense led up 30-something to Russell Wilson, so I don't know how great they are. We'll see, though. I mean, they are a decent team. They're 2-0 for a reason. We'll see what kind of work they put in this weekend. It could be a sneaky, close game, but the Bills do this. They lose. They lose. They lose. They have a horrible loss.
And then they
Pat
beat
their
up on
path.
the losers.
Yeah, they beat up on the losers, come back, win a couple decent games, and then lose when it matters. I'm not ready to crown them contenders again. You're still the fifth or sixth best team in the AFC right now to me. But I mean, we'll see. You're right. Week 4 will be that big test. And now to talk a little more about the Dolphins, we already really got into it. But beating the Patriots 24-17, our second road game in a row in New England against Belichick. But hey, Tua, 5-0 against Bill Belichick. Not a lot of people can say that. Not a lot of people in the history of this league can say that they're 5-0 against Bill Belichick. They just can't.
I agree. I mean, he didn't play his best game by no
But it's
means.
that defense. I mean, you saw what they took away
Yeah,
from him. They didn't
but
want
that's
him
what
to
I
have
was gonna
his
say.
best game.
Like,
Yeah, exactly.
what quarterback would really play better other than one throw where he did get hit on the interception, where it was the underthrow.
That was such a bad.
It was bad. It
That
was
was
a bad
so
throw. But 3 safeties all game and still have what 250 yards or
yeah.
like 230. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know a lot of quarterbacks that could do that.
No,
Josh Allen would have still been slinging it deep and got picked 4 times.
Yeah, we was slinging deep, got picked 4 times, ran and got a concussion.
And this also shows we can run and we can throw. We've had 2 different game plans in 2 different weeks.
I think that second year in the system with McDaniel is benefiting heavily. It really does. It helps a lot now that you're in the second year. Guys are getting used to each other. It really makes it a lot better. But now that we're at our kind of halfway point, it's a quick week this week because none of the games were that insane. Same thing with the college football slate. Nothing too crazy. Just preparing us for this coming weekend. But we're gonna do a little trending up, trending down game. I'm gonna give you a team, and you're gonna tell me is their trajectory going up? Are they on the way down? Just give me a little explanation, and we'll move on. Be almost a little rapid fire. So I'm gonna start. I think this one's on everybody's mind. The Bengals.
Can only go up.
Do you think they're trending upwards?
No.
Yeah, me neither. And Burrow's hurt now too. We'll talk
Burrow
about
had
that.
what 100 yards again, like,
And got hurt. Probably gonna
and
miss some
he
time.
blamed the injury in the post game.
I mean, it's only right for that. Chicago Bears.
Down. Dude, Justin Fields, like,
We'll talk about it more, but it's rough. Atlanta Falcons.
That's an interesting one. I'd say up. I feel like
I think up
they
too.
got some
Bijan looks
momentum
awesome,
going.
man.
That game was great against Green Bay.
Bijan looks like he's here to stay for a bit.
And they're in the NFC. Remember, the NFC's weak.
Wide open.
So, yeah.
New York Giants.
Down.
Yeah.
No Saquon. You almost lost to a team that's not trying to win a game all year. And you're playing in 2 days against San Francisco's defense.
That's going to be a horrible game. I mean, I'm excited to.
I don't even know if I'm going to watch because it's going to be a slaughter.
I might watch the first half or something.
I'll watch until Brock Purdy gets benched for Sam Darnold in the second quarter when they're up 40.
Tennessee Titans.
Up.
I think so too. That was a good win this weekend for a
I
roster that
called
doesn't
that.
have
I
anything
told you,
crazy
Justin
on it.
Herbert's not clutch. If you put him in a clutch situation in the fourth quarter overtime, he will lose you the game.
And Derrick Henry and Tajay Spears are looking like a good duo in that backfield.
Can't bet against Derrick Henry. Most
Carolina, yeah,
consistent, healthy beast.
definitely. And he's not that fat, but he's not that fast. He's just so powerful.
He's huge. He's the size of a tight end,
Oh, easily, yeah.
and he's fast. That's the crazy part.
All right, Carolina Panthers.
Down. That game was so awful.
That was bad.
Both games last night were honestly awful.
Yeah,
Like,
that was not pretty.
2 games. I'm like, oh my god, like.
But then you look at the teams and you can kind of tell it's going to be a defensive slugfest the whole way.
Yeah, but both those games were. At least the AFC one was a little more interesting. The Panthers game was it hurt.
Yeah, I agreed. New Orleans Saints.
Only because they're in the NFC.
I think they're 2-0 too, right?
I think they are. Yeah, and I think they're leading their division. Yeah. They're tied with the Falcons, and
yeah, you're right. It's them.
In the Bucks.
Saints, Falcons, Bucks, all 2-0.
And then Panthers.
Yeah, Bucks also trending up. By the way, I didn't include it, but I think
Baker. I mean, dude, just feed Mike Evans and call it a day.
And he's gone after this year too, and he's showing like you guys should have paid me.
I agree. He's had 1,000 yards every single season.
Oh yeah, easily.
Thing is, I saw a stat. It was quarterbacks that have been hit the least throughout 2 weeks. Baker, and then Tua was second.
Yeah, that line's helping.
Their O-line's great, and Tua, he's not getting hit. That one sack he had by Judon, he didn't get slammed. He didn't.
No, he stayed up well. It was good looking.
And then he's had a few. I think he's had 3 other like tackles or touch, but he hasn't been sacked more than that. So.
Yeah. That being said, though, I mean, it's an interesting time. I feel like there's a lot of surprises right now, mostly in the NFC. I feel like all the positive surprises are in the NFC, and then the negative ones are in the AFC. Kind of how it looks right now.
The AFC is a gauntlet.
It is. It's a gauntlet, and we'll see if this like trend continues over the course of the season. Obviously, it's September. You can't really judge anything too crazy right now. This time last year, we thought the Bills had the best defense we'd ever seen. So we'll see how it goes. That being said, though, let's finish off. We got the second half of our episode today. Kind of what we were talking about a minute ago. Bears and Bucks. All the attention on Justin Fields. This was supposed to be his MVP dark horse year, and it just doesn't look like we're seeing it. Not at all. I mean, he goes 16 of 29. If you just look at that, the percentage is not too horrible, right?
He can't read a defense.
Can't read a defense. Horrible pocket presence. Blaming everybody but himself. It's ridiculous. The experiment's not working. You got DJ Moore. Everything around you's improved. I know Chase Claypool is like just doesn't care.
Don't get me started on that guy. Like that guy is so just like he gives me Hassan Whiteside vibes.
Oh, 100%.
He doesn't want to be there. He doesn't put in effort. Like.
It's amazing comparison, yeah. But I mean, it eventually just comes back to you, and he's just not getting it done. It's year what are we in year 3, right? So it's just yeah. I mean, look, the experiment didn't work. We'll see how Bryce Young pans out if you're gonna beat yourself up over it. But you got an extra first-round pick, so it's not the worst thing in the world.
I mean, Bryce Young hasn't wowed me either.
No, exactly. So you're gonna have 2 top 10 picks, like we already mentioned, a loaded quarterback draft.
Same with the Cardinals. They're gonna have 2 top 10s.
Well, we already know what the Cardinals are doing. They're going.
Well, we know theirs is gonna be top 2.
Right, and we know
the other pick.
Yeah, but I think the Panthers pick. We were like, no one really talks about the fact that they got the Panthers pick because you're all expecting them to be a little bit better. They could also have 2 top 10 picks.
Yeah.
So at that
and they most likely will. Both teams.
I think so. Wow. Yeah. So I mean, we look at Caleb Williams, Drake May, Shedeur Sanders, Bo Nix, Michael Penix. Who else we got? For what it's worth, JJ McCarthy.
I know Marvin Harrison Jr. going second because Caleb Williams going first.
Cardinals might get both.
If they do,
that's awesome.
Playoff team next year. I'm telling
you. Yeah, 100%. Good for them. And they'll have so much cap room. Good for them.
Oh, it'll be like when LeBron goes to the team. People will be signing there just to play with that. Yeah.
I mean, I just named 6 quarterbacks that are first round worthy in this draft. Like, you have 2 top 10 picks. Use 1 pick on a guy who's going to help your team right away. A lineman, receiver, defender, whatever. There's a lot of good linemen in this draft. So I'd say in the top 10 you can find a good
left tackle.
Yeah, exactly. Get him a nice signature left tackle. Take whoever's still staying there. Shador might be there. Drake might be there. Someone's gonna be there. Michael Penix, he's gonna be the Heisman favorite right now. He might be there. So I mean, got a lot of questions this offseason if you're the Bears. It's been a rough few weeks for Justin Fields. You
I
think
agree.
it's time?
They're screwed for this season, but
100%. Yeah.
you just gotta play it out, I guess.
Speaking of teams that might be screwed for this season, Chargers 0-2, 2 ugly losses. You should have beat You definitely should have beat the Titans. You probably should have beat the Dolphins if you're a Chargers fan. What is going on here? Is this the coach? Is this Herbert?
It's
I mean,
Herbert. It's Herbert. It's the coach.
yeah. At what point does this start getting blamed on Justin Herbert?
They drafted a first-round receiver, the guy at TCU. He's had like 4 catches.
And he was good too. I didn't think he fit with this team because he just feels like Mike Williams 2.0.
But that's the issue. Why did you draft him and then not feed him?
It was a position
Just
of
pick
need,
the head
right?
Addison. Look at Jordan Addison on a team with Justin Jefferson.
And you needed the receiver, so you made the right pick getting a receiver. But he doesn't fit your scheme. You needed speed. Nobody on your team is fast. And you're not feeding him. So what was the point? And I know a huge chunk of this is on Brandon Staley, but at some point Herbert has to start taking the blame as well. This can't just be a one-man blame show.
I agree, but Herbert's not a leader. He wasn't in Oregon.
It's starting not to feel that way. And he has all the talent. He has all the physicals. Everything is there. It's really feeling like it's just the intangibles that aren't quite there.
Sam, I want to hear about this. So they play in Minnesota this week. Even line. The line's even.
Must-win game.
Minnesota's 0-2, and they're going to be doing the skull. They're going to be getting lit. I think they could drop that, right? Then you come home, you play the Raiders. Let's give them a win. Let's say they're 1-3.
That's scary.
You know what? Let's say they win both. Let's say they're 2-2. They go in Minnesota and win, and then they go to it's at home. They play the Raiders at home, whatever. But also, that first game, you saw what Tyreek Hill did to their defense. You're saying Justin Jefferson and Jordan Addison are going to do something similar?
Yeah, it's a scary thought for Chargers fans.
But hear me out on this. So let's say they're 2-2, best case scenario. They're 500. At Kansas City, play Dallas and then at Kansas City back-to-back weeks.
I mean, you have to hope that you're 2-2. You need the best case scenario.
Because worst case scenario, you're 1-5.
And you're not coming back from 1-5. Staley's gone. Herbert's getting. I mean, they're not going to move off Herbert.
They're not going to move off Herbert. You just got that.
I mean, he's going to start getting some side eyes in that building. It has to. At some point, it has to come back to.
But that's what Herbert. I'm saying, Sam. Even best case scenario, you win a hard game against the Vikings. You beat the Raiders, which you should. That's a gimme game. You're not. I don't see them beating the Cowboys.
No,
because remember, that stadium doesn't have home field advantage.
No,
the Niners took it over. We took it over. If
anybody travels, it's Dallas fans.
And then at Kansas City, a division game where Kansas City's going to be at home. I think genuinely they're going to be 1-5 or 2-4.
Yeah, and that's scary. I mean, I don't think Herbert's going to get any blame this year. I think all of it's going to be on Staley. They're going to fire Staley, and then we'll reevaluate next year. But I mean, just watch out, man. I mean, we're going to be on this train early. Maybe some of it is biased from our Dolphin fandom, but Herbert's got.
Don't get me wrong. The Dolphins play the Cowboys and the Chiefs.
Oh, yeah, we've got a rough schedule. We're not winning all those games.
We've got our wins already. We've started to get momentum. Also, I like our odds. It's later in the season, yada, yada. This is a team, they don't have the mental capacity to play these teams right now.
No. I mean, it's scary.
There's a difference when you're 8 wins in, like we might be, and you play Dallas, and you're like, oh, okay, maybe if we lose, we drop a game. We're still set. When you're 1-3 playing Dallas and Kansas City?
No, all the pressure's on you, and those two teams are going to kick your butt.
I agree. And the Dallas game's also a Monday night game, so the Dallas fans will be traveling to LA.
They're traveling for sure.
They'll be traveling.
I mean, it's brutal, and we're gonna see how this pressure mounts, and we're gonna see what the season looks like because it could be disastrous for them.
I agree. The coach is gone. I think regardless.
Oh, he has to be gone. He has to.
And then you saw he was getting mad at the reporters, like giving back talk about, is it the Jaguars' loss still in their heads type.
You know what? It honestly might be, though.
I do. And that's why I think he got so defensive about
it. Speaking of potential disaster seasons again, Bengals dropped to 0-2. We already touched on this earlier, but we talked about this last week too, where we said, what's the panic meter at? Whatever it was at last week, double it because it's getting panic time.
And
You
now
guys
with the injury for Burrow, you're
look
like,
horrible. Burrow's probably missing at least at the bare minimum. He should miss 1 week. Probably should miss Moros. Knock on wood. But I
here's
feel
the
like
thing, I don't know if they bench him for
no,
even if he's hurt. I don't know if they bench him. And
I
then
don't think they
it'll
will.
be like his freshman year again. He's gonna blow his
Either
knee out.
freshman year or knock on wood, Aaron Rodgers. But I mean, it's bad. It's the calf and it's lingering. Those are never good. We saw this with Kevin Durant in 2019 in the finals. Rushed back from a calf injury because the team needed him, and tore his Achilles. And nobody wants to see that for Joe Burrow.
And he blew his ACL his freshman year. Well, not his first year in the NFL because his O-line sucked. And they let him die.
Yeah. And let's be real for a second. The O-line, has not gotten any better. But let's
They
look
have
at
not
the
done
schedule.
anything for him.
Let's say he misses 3 games to heal up. You're missing the Rams, who look good. They do, but it's at home.
Rams could win that game if Burrow's out.
I think so, and I think they will because the Rams look pretty decent.
Yeah.
It's in Los Angeles for whatever that's worth these days.
Oh, it's in Cincy.
You're right. Sorry, it's in Cincy. You got the home field. Then you have at Tennessee. Not the best Tennessee team. You could win that one.
You could win with the backup.
I mean, but like when we talk about missing time after this, Seattle, San Francisco, Buffalo, you got Houston, Baltimore, Pittsburgh, Jacksonville.
That's what I'm saying. If they don't rest him now during the 3 bums, if they don't rest him now during the 3 bum teams, and you wait till then and he gets hurt then, it's over.
Over. When we talk about potential disasters, this is very, very high on the list because this is teetering on a disaster. And if he misses these games, they could very well be 1-4, 1-5, and then you just keep sitting him longer and longer until he heals up fully. It's a scary situation.
Who's their official backup? I see on the roster it's Jake Browning and Will Grier.
Yeah, Jake Browning. It's a scary situation.
And Joe Burrow can't even run the offense himself. These guys are gonna.
Jamar Chase has disappeared. I mean, because he can't go downfield because Burrow can't get out of the pocket.
T. Higgins disappeared week 1. He showed up finally, but then Jamar didn't do anything really.
It's tough and it's really disastrous. And the landscape of the AFC in 2023 to 24, it's starting to change. Bengals are doing bad. Chargers are doing bad. Titans or whatever. Jets no more. Bills looking like everything is changing right now. And it's going to be really interesting down the stretch who survives and who doesn't. Bengals are teetering on a disaster.
I agree.
But that finishes it up for our main questions of the day. So before we wrap this episode up, let's do our pick'em for this week. It was a pretty good week last week. I think we got a lot of at least the money line picks right. As far as the actual spreads go,
the Giants almost got us. The Giants almost got us, but
you see, when I took the Giants, did a little thing called an alternate spread, minus 2.5.
Well, they almost lost outright. That would have been bad.
And that was my last leg. I was sweating that last leg. Giants came back, minus 2.5, saved the whole thing for me. It's the biggest clutch I've ever seen.
Yeah, and then first half, I was like, what's going on? It's crazy.
But in our games for this week, we do start it off on Thursday. We have Giants 49ers. Who's winning this? I don't even think we need to spend 5 seconds on this.
San Francisco is 10-point favorites. I would take that. No, I'm not even saying San Francisco. I'm saying San Francisco by double digit.
Yeah, right there with you. Titans, Browns could be decent. Oh, yeah, exactly. No Saquon, too. Titans, Browns, who takes this one?
I got to say the Browns. If they want to save their season, this has to be a game you win. But Deshaun has looked terrible.
Honestly, no Nick Chubb. Give me the Titans.
I could see it. It's only a 3-point spread for Cleveland, and they're home. You get 3 points basically by being home.
Yeah.
So
Falcons, Lions.
I'm just picking it because I don't think the Browns. I'm hoping their season won't be over yet, but we'll see.
Falcons,
but they're
Lions.
not making the playoffs. They're out of the playoff race.
They're done.
In my book.
Yeah, me
too.
They're done.
Nick Chubb, you're done.
By far. Falcons Lions. This is a offensive
That's a good
game
game.
going on here. Yeah, I think it could. I think it's honestly going to be one of the better games of the weekend.
I feel like Detroit has to win this after they said they got robbed, or the
Yeah,
little close ending with Seattle at home. They're at home again. I like the Lions, but this is going to be a good NFC game in my
me
book.
too. I agree, but I'll take the Lions. Saints Packers.
I got to go with Green Bay. Jordan Love impressed me. Like, he played really good on the road. No, they collapsed a little in the fourth quarter. Aaron Jones should be back. Christian Watson should be back. Both. Well, Jones only played week 1. Watson hasn't played at all. I got Green Bay at home in Lambeau.
Agreed. Broncos Dolphins.
Who do you have for that first game? Or Saints Packers?
Oh, I'll take Packers too. I agree with you.
Okay, perfect. Broncos Dolphins. Like the Dolphins, but this could be a trap game. We just need to make sure we go out there and handle business.
I like the Dolphins, but I like the Broncos to cover. 6.5 feels like a hefty spread. I know it's in Miami, but I don't know.
I agree. I mean, I don't think we're gonna blow this team out.
I don't
So
think so either. I think they'll keep it competitive at
it'll
the
be a
very
tough
least.
game. Yep. You saw the
We
Broncos. They're down 11 with 2 minutes left. Got it
came
down,
back?
almost won or tied the game. So they keep it close.
Yeah, agreed. We just talked about this. Chargers Vikings.
Even line. You know what? Give me Vikings minus 2.5.
Wow.
I've heard a
I'm gonna
lot of
take.
good things about their coaching staff, about how they've played. I got to imagine that home game, home environment. It's going to be crazy. Both teams are 0-2. This is a season defining game.
I'm gonna
I got to go
take.
Vikings.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the Chargers here.
Keep picking the Chargers. Whenever you take them, they lose, and I love it.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
I'm fine
Patriots
with it.
Jets.
I mean, come on.
I think Patriots.
I mean, yeah. I mean, the Patriots are winning this game. I don't know why it's only 2.5 points. The
That's a
spread.
good take right there.
But, I guess because maybe the Jets are technically home, but you know what? This can be the start of the Jets' downfall. They're going
Yeah.
to lose this week because Zach Wilson's terrible. And then you play the Chiefs, Broncos, and then Eagles. Yeah, the Jets are done. Yeah, the Patriots can get their little first win of the season. Mac Jones, whatever. And then the Patriots play in Dallas next week.
Yeah, it's brutal.
So both these teams will be 1-3
Agreed.
after that.
Bills Commanders, sneaky close game.
I gotta assume the Bills will win, but I'm rooting for the Commanders.
Yeah, me
Now
too.
I don't know if Buffalo necessarily covers 6.5.
Yeah, I don't know if
but
Buffalo can cover that.
I'm hoping maybe with Chase Young, he looked like a beast. Maybe that defense steps up. Josh Allen, once you get one, it's like it's a cascade. He starts. It's in his head. He starts throwing more picks, more fumbles.
Yeah, let's hope that's the case.
Yeah, they just need to get pressure on him. Chase Young needs to hit him.
100%. And Payne, Sweat, all the guys on that line. We can breeze through these next few though. Texans, Jaguars.
Jaguars. I don't know about minus 9.5. Stroud
I don't know
looked
about that
better,
either.
but I mean 9.5 seems a little hefty. I mean,
as far as winner goes, though, we all know Jacksonville's coming out of there.
Jags are winning. I'd be shocked if anything else.
Colts, Ravens.
Colts, Ravens. I mean, is
Probably
even
no
Anthony
Anthony
Richardson going to
Richardson.
play? Regardless, Ravens.
Yeah. Panthers, Seahawks.
Where's it at?
It's at Seattle.
Oh, Seattle.
Yeah. Bears,
Only
Chiefs.
5.5 favorite? I feel like that should be higher, but what do I know?
Yeah, Seattle's looked a little rusty.
Yeah, but I got Seattle minus 10.
Bears, Chiefs.
Another double digit.
Yeah, is anyone really worried about Bears, Chiefs?
That game might be taken off the air once Mahomes starts. Kansas City's only 12.5 points, though. I mean, I guess it's the NFL. You got to show respect, but
12.5 is crazy.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like in college where it's like, they'll give 30-point spreads,
Uh,
60-point spreads, but Chiefs
and
by
that
2 touchdowns.
Cowboys Cardinals. Anyone really worried about this?
Dallas by 2 touchdowns. We got a lot of blowout games I
A
think
lot
that
of
are going to
blowout
happen
games
this week.
today.
But
Or
in
Sunday.
the mix, we got, I mean, Patriots Jets. I will personally watch. I think it'll be interesting. It's going to be
I
a
don't know.
slugfest
I'm
because
gonna watch
both teams
Dolphins
know.
game. I'll probably watch Falcons game. That might be it, honestly, for
Well, I'll
me.
watch the Dolphins game 100%. Vikings Chargers will also be good
Yeah, it could be good.
because and then anything good at night at 4 from 4 p.m. to before the night game. It's
I'm snoozing.
Panthers Seahawks boring, Cowboys Cardinals slaughter, Bears Chiefs slaughter. Night game is
Steelers
Steelers
Raiders.
Raiders. Also, the Raiders are favorited.
I'm taking the Steelers plus 2.5. My goodness.
Yeah, I don't know who made that line. Also, before the season started, they said that was the most requested and highest price ticket
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. The
for
tickets are
travel,
as low
basically.
as 377. That's the lowest ticket right now. It's 377.
Expensive, and all of Pittsburgh is fucking migrating
Oh,
to
I'm
the West
sure. I
Coast
don't
for
know
that game.
why. It's stupid, but
Well, you live in Pittsburgh. You want to go to the destination games. They don't play in Miami this year. When they
that's
played in
true.
Miami
Yeah,
last year, it was
that's
the Zoo.
fair.
So
Yeah.
they're going to Vegas this year.
And then we look at
Monday
the
night,
Eagles Bucks, decent game, honestly.
I'm going for the Bucks. I mean, Eagles haven't impressed
Really?
me yet. The Bucks win that, they're NFC favorites.
Oh, 100%. What? I mean, well,
Well,
no.
well, obviously
No,
not in front of San Francisco
49ers,
and Dallas,
Cowboys,
but
but third
they're
best team in the
NFC
NFC.
South favorites. NFC
Yeah, yeah,
South favorites.
100%.
There we go.
That's bold.
But
I'm gonna
definitely
take the
favorites
Eagles.
of the shock teams because no one expected them.
That's
And then
fair. And then
Rams,
lastly,
Bengals.
eh,
Like I know what they
we're getting
did.
an
Like
early
they're
night
like,
for
oh, the
us.
Super Bowl rematch. Like I know when the schedule makers made that game, but
Yeah, but I'm all good on that. All right, so with that being said, give me the locks of the week in the NFL. What are we looking at?
all right, lot just straight player prop or
Give me one money line / spread and one player prop.
okay money line / spread. I mean Chiefs minus 12.5. That is a absolute lock. I mean I know it's high, but there's no way after Baker Mayfield and his team embarrassed the Bears, bro.
Yeah,
What
100%.
is Mahomes gonna do? What is Mahomes gonna do?
I agree.
So
I might take an alternate and get it at like 10.5, but
but I feel like that's too easy. Everyone knows that's a game. I got to give a
yeah.
game where it's like an actual play. I would say. I would say Washington plus 6.5.
Really? Okay. Washington.
I like that. I'm putting my hope in the Commanders.
And then what's your player props?
Player prop.
Yeah.
I'd say honestly, with Jalen Waddle in a concussion, the only team in the league that they care about concussions is the Dolphins. I doubt he plays, even if he's healthy. Braxton Berrios, River Craycraft, both over 25 yards.
Really? Okay.
Minimum.
Berrios plus Craycraft over 25 yards.
50 total for the two minimum. And we're going to get some Izukama action, too.
That's crazy. You heard them on the broadcast. They're talking about like using him in the Debo.
Like Debo. He hasn't caught one pass. They've thrown it at him, but the one where Tua finally threw him the ball, it got deflected on like that third down in the red zone. But I mean,
yeah, I haven't really seen much
running.
of him in the passing game so far.
Yeah, but he's running. But the one other time they threw it at him was that huge pass interference call week 1 where we got the field goal.
Yeah, that's fair.
So he's had a role, even though he hasn't caught one or he hasn't had even an official like target that he's dropped. The ball hasn't hit him either time.
Nah, yeah, it's brutal. But for me, my money line / spread, I'm gonna go Niners minus 10.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that slaughter.
It's a big line, but so maybe it's
yeah.
not as fun to take. But so I'll throw in a little contested
Do what
one
I
in there.
did. Take a big line and then take a
Yeah, New England minus 2.5. That feels like a lock.
Yeah.
And then as far as player props go,
Zach Wilson, 1 interception.
yeah, has to be.
I don't even know if his line will be 0.5.
No, it has
It
to.
should be like
I
1.5.
think it's gonna be 1.5.
I think it'll be 1.5. Trying to
So I'll
think.
throw in another one just in case it's not the real line.
Mm-hmm.
What's Justin Fields or what over under on passing yards? Because you want to, I swear,
Dude, whatever it is, take the under. Like, I genuinely take the under.
I'm trying to think. What's another good player prop to take? You know what? Bijan Robinson over 0.5 total touchdowns.
Also, I'm going to throw for my fantasy people, Cowboys defense, 1 touchdown.
Yes, I have Cowboys defense in a lot of leagues. That's a good one.
Against the Cardinals, come on. You know it. You know it's coming.
That's actually a great underrated pick. All right, everybody. And with
then
that,
Najee Harris under. Whatever it
whatever
could
it
be
is,
10 yards, take the under.
Over under longest rush for Najee Harris. If it's anything above 10 yards, take the under.
If it's anything above 10 yards, my fantasy team will bless me for that. Finally got me 1 point. So.
All right, everybody. With that being said, thank you, Ryan, as always, for coming on and talk some NFL. We've got a great week coming up, and it was a really interesting one last week. I can't wait to keep updating you guys as the season goes on. Remember, like, subscribe, comment down below what you want to see more of. Thank you all for the subs. We're over 100 now. The views are going up. So thankful for everybody. Keep showing the love. And until next time.